Hello again, folks. Now, the last time I had any interest in football was in the early to late 90s before I joined the army, and I was quite an ardent supporter of Newcastle United. It wasn't just their fantastic football style that I liked, it was attacking, it was cavalier, but also they seemed to be the only team at the time who could knock off Man United off their perch at the top of the Premier League, and Man United were winning everything, and it was infuriating. But it never happened, sadly, and the club went into a slow decline, and I lost interest. That was until a fat cockney multi-millionaire slob, Mike Ashley, bought the club and promised to pour millions and turn it into a success. But that never happened either. He neglected the club and things remained stagnant for years until recently when a bunch of Saudi Arabian billionaires bought the club and have promised the club more success. It's a vicious circle, really, isn't it? But these days, of course, as you know, if a club wants success and trophies, it has to have a billionaire owner. Otherwise, you're screwed. It's not all about spotting young, homegrown talent anymore and turning them into a successful player for your club. It's all about having the money to buy football superstars, and that's it. That's how it's done now. And for me personally, it's killed the sport because I have no interest anymore in football because they all seem to be like massive, big-headed prima donnas. And of course, they've got this Black Lives Matter kneeling activism on pitches before kickoff, and that completely killed it off for me. So anyway, Newcastle United recently travelled down to London to play a match against Crystal Palace, a London club. But during the match, Crystal Palace fans unfurled this banner. Now, this banner has a lot of symbolism in it. It's got the magpie, and the magpie is the mascot and the nickname of Newcastle United. And it looks like this thing is about to be beheaded by a Saudi Arabian who's holding aloft a bloodied sword. Of course, that's how they execute people over there. They behead them in public. And on the right of this banner, you can see a person, and I'm not sure if it's the manager or a member of the board, but this guy is stood in a pool of blood, and this pool of blood is emanating from a bag of cash, and it's got Arab writing on it. And then you've got a clipboard, and the heading of this clipboard is Premier League Owners Test. And the list is terrorism, beheadings, civil rights abuses, murder, censorship, and persecution. And all these have their boxes ticked. And at the back, you've got a silhouette of the Newcastle United fans, and they're singing, "We've got our club back." Now, there's loads of symbolisms here. There's a dig at the Saudi Arabian human rights abuses. Women over there are literally treated like cattle. Only recently, they've been allowed to drive their own vehicles on the roads over there. And they live by strict Sharia law. There's a dig at the new billionaire owners because there's blood coming from the money. And I'm not sure if this is a dig or a suggestion that the billionaires obtained that money and made themselves rich through the blood of others. Who knows? Make your minds up about that one. And that Premier League Owners Test list is a dig at the Premier League for their lack of standards of allowing just anyone to buy a football club in their league. And the Newcastle United fans silhouettes at the back singing, "We've got our club back," and not giving a toss about how their success is going to be paid for. So it's a massive dig at the owners, the club, and the fans. And I completely agree with this banner because it's all true, isn't it? Saudi Arabia is a dubious country. It's got dubious human rights records. It's transpired the king recently had a journalist lured to a hotel where he was then murdered. And most of the 9/11 terrorists were from Saudi Arabia. And it's a fact that it's been proven to have funded terrorism back in the day. So any football fan worth their salt who had any pride in their club should be well and truly concerned about this. And I am pretty sure not all Newcastle United fans are quite this ignorant and really do have concerns. But I agree with this banner. I agree with Crystal Palace fans unfurling this to demonstrate their disgust, as they have a right to do. It's freedom of speech, folks, and I suggest you use it before it's gone in this country because it's in a steep decline thanks to the left and the Marxists who are trying to destroy the West at this very moment by taking your voice away. And it's all starting on social media, folks. It started on social media with censorship, and it's trickled down into society. So anyway, that happened, and then this happened. The verified Twitter twat blue tick account of Croydon Metropolitan Police Service tweeted this. Update: on Saturday, a member of the public contacted us to raise concerns about a banner displayed at the Crystal Palace versus Newcastle match at Sellers Park. Following an assessment, officers have concluded that no offences have been committed. No further action will be taken. Now, according to Football.London website, it was reported by a group called the Racial Equality Think Tank. But thankfully, the police used their common sense and nothing was said about it. No further action, which is good. And it's nice to know that the police here in the UK don't always prosecute people who tell hurty words. But this was absolutely inevitable. But I wonder what it was about that banner that upset the Racial Equality Think Tank. Because that banner was completely true. There was no lie in it. The list depicted in that banner was spot on. All those things happen in Saudi Arabia. It's a fact. So I wonder if it was the depiction of a Saudi Arabian holding aloft a bloody sword. But that happens as well. That's how they execute people over there, in public. It just goes to show, folks, that there are these idiots, these snowflakes in our society today who will run to the police and completely waste their time on something they've seen that's made them cry. And these people exist, folks. That's the real virus today. These people who are out there to get you arrested and prosecuted because you've said something they don't like. Now imagine how many Metropolitan Police officers it took to investigate this nonsense when they could be investigating a violent crime, a real crime in London, which there's been a massive pandemic of thanks to mass and illegal migration. And that's also the truth. That's a hurty truth, not hurty words, the hurty truth. And my personal opinion about this is that it's a massive hypocritical move by the Premier League to allow billionaires in a country like Saudi Arabia, which treats its people like dirt, to buy a club in its league while also promoting Black Lives Matter, and the players kneel for it. And it would have been great to see the Newcastle United fans all join up and protest against it. Because I think the lives and dignity of the poor downtrodden people of Saudi Arabia is far more important than your football club's success. But that's just me. Anyway, that's my video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And if you'd like to support my channel, then by all means you can buy me a beer. The link is down below. And that's that. Until my next video, please comment, share, subscribe, and Roger Trout.